Hey guys, what's up? It's Jarlaxle 54321. Just covering my new Samuel build that I've been trying specifically to use against the nets or areas with lots of creatures. So I switched off. I used to run Immortal Sam, as they call it, apparently. I switched back to actually all of his tier 1 skills. I switched back to brute force, relentless, focus, and surge. They nerfed Sam's ability to regenerate health, in my opinion, quite a bit, to almost where it's not worth it, where I'd rather just buy herbs or have herbs handy. Now, I'm going to dive into my equipment and then go back to the skills. So I did some testing and I played in practice mode, and I just staggered out some zombies, some infectious zombies, and then some tough zombies, and just kind of spaced them out. Now these are zombies obviously that don't have any sort of like increased health or anything, but it gave me a pretty good basis as far as like different combos. I tried Iron Nails 1 on its own, Iron Nails 2 on its own, Iron Nails 3. I combined Iron Nails, 1 with increased melee damage with increased chance of critical. I did tons of testing like that, and this combination I really like. Iron Nails 3, Iron Nails 2, so you do a lot of melee damage. Leather handles, so it greatly increases your chances of landing a critical attack. And then finally, Supplements 3. Now I chose Supplements 3 because I wanted something for my health from the health section, and I could not justify Bulletproof Vest 1 as an option. It doesn't provide enough health. And I'm starting to believe even more and more that just a really good offense is actually your best defense if you have a team that's backing you. Either you have 2 melee characters or just someone with a gun in case you get grabbed to headshot the zombies that are on you, or a Valerie or something to throw a flashbang that allows you to just basically take your sledgehammer or your bat and pretty much act like a weed whacker through these zombies. Now, when zombies are on the ground, I don't necessarily aim down, I kind of aim up. And if you notice, when I'm going to show you this next video, if you angle the swing right, you'll actually swing and hit him on the ground as you're swinging your double swing with your sledgehammer, instead of swinging down and down and down. And also a combination of using the boxing move to stun the zombies, switching to your melee, and either trying to get a finisher or finish off the zombie, and not continuing to punch the zombies unless you're using your fever skill, Fists of Iron. So back to the skills. Greatly increased damage dealt by Fists of Iron and triggers finishers easier. Extends skill duration by 3 seconds per creature for each kill. So I switched that off of the HP just because I honestly just don't feel that it provides enough HP. And most of the time you're fighting zombies, you're not dealing enough damage as it is to get the kills that you need as quickly as you need. Next one is Relentless. Temporarily increases damage dealt after hitting creatures and bioweapons. I've noticed that when you do your dash punch and you punch them, swap to your melee or a gun even, they'll do more damage just from that for that 5 seconds until it turns off. So very helpful there in comparison to getting more regeneration of health. Now you could combine some of these if you'd like, but I honestly just think they nerfed Immortal way too much. You don't get nearly enough HP, your infection doesn't recover nearly as fast, and then next I switched to greatly increased damage dealt to nearby creatures, traps, bioweapons, and biocores instead of blunt force. I've noticed that the melee weapons do break a lot faster, and I find that focus, just in combination with what I already have equipped, makes you deal a lot of damage. I've had criticals that have gone up to about 4,000. Not all the time, but when they do kick in, it does a lot of damage. And then next we have his passive skill, Surge. Every enemy kill permanently reduces Fist of Iron base cooldown by 3 seconds. So essentially what that does is the more enemies you kill, the more it lowers your Fist of Iron base cooldown for up to 30 seconds. Pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to be helpful. Just the more kills you get, the more you're going to get Fists of Iron. And Fist of Iron, with tough zombies, you can usually kill them in about 3 punches. regular zombies 1 to 2. If you have a yellow orb equipped, it's even faster. And yeah, so I'm gonna tie in a video and show you this skill set with this equipment used against an Annette build. So here's that video now. Alright, so we have a level 42 Tyrone, 62 Valerie, 42 Martin, and a level 72 Annette in the prison. Sorry, I was just filing my unemployment.
Por favor, recapacitad. No tenéis por qué activarlo.
So I don't have my Sam set up normal. It's high damage. Very, very high damage. I do not regenerate health. There's a bomb, Val. You see it? Bomb. Aim lower. Val, bomb. Val. Val. Now let's go ahead and do our play-by-play here. So this is a team of randoms. I am unfamiliar with any of these people. Just joined a random lobby. I was. So I have it in Spanish because I am learning Spanish at the moment, and I'm trying to expand to be able to become bilingual. Pretty quick kill there. None of these people have mics, but I'm pretty sure some of them can hear me. Val not being one of them. $2,143. Pretty good for damage, to be honest. This is my first match of the day, so I'm still kind of waking up in this one. So it's pretty good. My whole team already has gotten the keys. Pretty organized for... They might be a team. They might be in a party chat for all I know. They definitely, some of them do hear me. Pretty uneventful on my side. Most Annettes will usually load up that room. Little do I know they have all the keys. I'm just waking up. So ignore my stupidity here. But I do find a supply zombie. So, you know, about one punch, 3 bat swings of the bat. Takes him out pretty quick. Oh, fuck. So yeah, we have all the keys on the way out. Doing good on time. So you really see Annette really come into, in my opinion, into her own when you get into Area 2 and Area 3. For me personally, I don't run any sort of bluff for the most part until I use the tough zombie aura to berserk all the zombies in the area. It's always good to have a hand grenade. When I'm Sam, I get excited for fights. I look forward to it. This is epic. This Gatling gun grenade combo was such a good find. The nade made it in, luckily, I think. Kind of letting Tyrone take the lead as far as melee goes and just giving him support. The old double tap. If you get two melee characters swinging, it can be quite deadly. When I play Sam, I really like to stick around with Tyrone just because we can get each other's back pretty well. With the kick and the punch stun, unless you're fighting a player-controlled Daniel, works really well. Everybody's at good health, we're good on time. And incoming William. In my opinion, when you get creatures like lickers or fast zombies involved with William, it can be really deadly.
Where's the fucking key card?
So my plan right here is to try to... They obviously are dealing with Mr. Birkin there. And I'm going to try to take care of these creatures. Unfortunately, William has other plans. The one thing I don't like the Fists of Iron for are against lickers. They're very hard to hit.
Here's some ammo. 50 bullets.
It is possible to hit them, I just find it to be harder. It's easier for me to hit a licker if I aim straight and just angle the bat slightly to the side, so that way I hit anything on the ground and anything that's standing, and also progress forward. Oh, it's in there. That's what I remember thinking. I found that when you're Sam with the security guard, your boxing skills are definitely not up to par in comparison with a gun. Any armored creature you try to fight with a melee weapon is highly resistant to your melee attacks. So you are better off with the headshot. Or if they're on the ground, you can beat them to death with the bat, but... If I have enough money with this setup, I will buy a Lightning Hawk. And some ammo just for that kind of thing. Also, a Lightning Hawk can save a player from getting grabbed from Mr. X if you headshot them like 3 or 4 times. If you don't have a flash grenade ready and handy. You can see how I'm swinging at the ground, but still swinging high enough to get forward motion kills that are people, zombies standing, as well as on the ground. But you can see, I'm kind of missing my punches on that guy, but you can see the massive amount of damage it does to those 3 monsters that I start fighting right off the bat. Crits are pretty good. Pretty much wiped out that whole room on my own. Didn't need Immortal Sam's healing. I had my Fists of Iron, and I think I had a yellow herb on. So about 4 or 5 punches on him, downed him. I don't know why I kept beating him there. Sometimes I just get into it, you know. Plus, when you have like 8 minutes left and you have a good scope of like how the match is going, you can just do stuff like that. I mean, sometimes it does screw you over, but you know, I like to have fun when I play. Yeah, I'm just kind of communicating with my team, like, the difference. Because most people run Immortal Sam. So I switched to the Sledgehammer. Make sure I got 3 repair kits. And it's kind of nice when you run the other skill that I talked about, where you don't run through your repair kits as fast. I would find that going into this area, I'd need like 5 sometimes to get through.
Anyone got a fucking...
That's some good coverage right there from the team.
Dropping this Gatling gun. Here, minigun.
So that's where the yellow herb comes in. So I can take some more damage. But you can see how a fully buffed up Annette for liquors in combination with my team, we wipe them out. You know, that gives us some serious time, because the more buffed up a creature is, the more time you're going to get. So it looks like someone's getting murdered by William in the distance, so we're just going to go ahead and clear up those zombies. I'm pretty sure that's at 4,000 damage, which is pretty awesome. Now, I hotkey blue herbs, green herbs, and yellow herbs when I run this build. That way, in this case, if I am poisoned, I can correct that quickly. Now, I do have an infection spray. But I usually try to save that for when my whole team needs it. No one cares. So you have just chopping kind of forward so it hits down and up at the same time. I really don't aim down with the sledgehammer just because it really kills 3,443 damage. That's a lot. It just really kills your momentum and it opens you up for getting grabbed. Kind of just seeing who he's going for. I'm really going to try to go for that capsule. That's Sam's like primary job in Area 3. And as sad as it is, I noticed he's getting grabbed, so I'm going to go for the capsule. Valerie kind of beat me to it, but...
I gotta swing by the shop.
I don't know how I didn't get grabbed there.
Anyone got any spare yellow herbs?
But you can see that yellow herb pumping through my veins, how much that reduces the damage with that perk equipped. Dealers are a pretty quick kill with this build. So at this point, these highly buffed creatures are actually just feeding us more time. Normally, if I was running the other version of Sam, where I do more melee damage but deplete my repair kits, I would find that I'd probably be broke. I'd probably either be broke from buying repair kits, or just barely getting by, or the area would be full of creatures. But we've basically defeated any sort of group of monsters she's thrown at us. At this point, she's setting up in the back. That's what I would be doing, if I remember right. I can kind of see a purple glow up there, but we could die at this point, the whole team, and we could come back and still make it to the exit. Man, this mini guy ended up coming back for that minigun. Now this is just a satisfying experience, that Gatling gun right there.